Nighthawk Custom, about as high-end as you can get. Founded in 2004 and based in Berryville, Arkansas to be the ultimate 1911 gun maker, Nighthawk 1911s are unique as each weapon is built from the ground up and custom fitted together by just one gunsmith. Hence the company motto of one gun, one gunsmith. This results in Nighthawk Custom guns having a level of fit, finish and shooting performance that is impossible to match with typical factory-made guns, and allows for plenty of cosmetic flourishes as well. Since 2012, RWA has had an exclusive partnership with Nighthawk Custom to produce licensed airsoft replicas of Nighthawk guns, such as the legendary Nighthawk Custom GRP, the Covert Ops, the Agent 1 and 2, and the Warhawk. These guns have been praised for their quality, and many have been wondering what other Nighthawk guns to make next. Well, wait no longer! Hi, I'm Andrew, and in this week's video we're giving you way more than you bargained for, as RWA are releasing not one, not two, but three separate and fully licensed Nighthawk Custom Double Stack 1911s in the form of the Nighthawk Custom BDS9, the Nighthawk Custom TRS Comp, and the fan favorite Nighthawk Custom Sandhawk. So let's start off with the basics. All three of these guns are full metal GBB double stacked 1911s. This is significant, as the double stack models means all three guns will be compatible with industry standard high kappa green gas magazines with a greater gas capacity. But let's get to the guns themselves, and we'll start off on their similarities before tackling each pistol individually. All three have full metal die-cast aluminium slides and frames, reinforced polymer grips, and are rock solid to the touch. All pistols also have ambidextrous safeties, a steel hammer, steel magazine catch, and a steel recoil spring guide, and feature optics plates and raised suppressor sights to facilitate the efficient use of pistol-mounted optics. Now, these optic plates would usually be paid upgrades on real Nighthawk guns, but RWA, ever sensitive to user feedback.
No arm mark.
All right, you know what? I'm complaining. Where's the arm mark?
You know what?
Futuristic pistol.
It's insert current year.
Opted to put them on by default. Now, the triggers are all no BS solid flat triggers with a light pull and excellent feedback. And all three also have an 11.1 internally threaded barrels and accessory rail with a single slot for you to attach accessories. And now for the guns themselves. Let's start off with the Tactical Ready Series Compensator, or TRS Comp for short, as it holds the distinction for being Nighthawk Custom's first gun to be built from the ground up around a double stack frame instead of simply being a paid upgrade. The TRS Comp itself has a smooth black finish and features the popular front and rear cocking serration upgrade instead of the dimples on the default model. But its namesake is the huge vertical facing compensator up front. Now, naturally, the compensator itself doesn't do anything for airsoft, but its inclusion does have a secondary effect of cutting a weighty chunk off the moving slide, enable to cycle it a little bit faster. Now over to the legendary Nighthawk Custom Sandhawk. Famed for its long waiting list and Garen Thumb's willingness to drop a $5,000 US Sandhawk onto concrete for science.
Okay. She's fine, dude. She's just a little scuffed up.
This airsoft Sandhawk largely resembles the TRS Comp mentioned earlier, such as having a huge compensator on the muzzle. Except the Sandhawk has the obvious tan coloration and more textured coating, providing greater grip for easier weapons manipulation. And finally, we have the Nighthawk Custom Boardroom Double Stack 9mm, or BDS9 for short. This banger of a pistol forgoes any kind of coating whatsoever for the slide and the upper frame, opting for an alternating smooth brushed and textured bare metal surface, giving it a very futuristic industrial appearance, which I personally quite like. The slide is also different, with the BDS9 going for full length single piece slide instead of the comp slides of the other two. This results in the gun cycling a little bit slower due to the greater mass. But the blacked out inner barrel of the BDS9 is about half an inch longer, which makes it shoot just a little harder. What's more is that unlike the other two, the BDS9 also features a Nighthawk Custom fiber optic front sight, which does help in target acquisition. Now over to the hop-up of all three, which is in the same location as your typical Maru style high capper. But for new players who don't know, what you do is you just pop off the slide, and the rotary hop-up is literally just right over here underneath the barrel. So make sure you adjust for your BB weight before a game. As for magazines, all guns come with one high capper style magazine compatible with all other high capper models, so you'll have no shortage of mag options available. And now for the price. Now, unlike the wallet-busting Agent 2 steel from last year, these three Nighthawks will individually set you back just $150 US, which is a steal. This is mostly due to the material of these three guns, mostly consisting of die-cast aluminium instead of stainless steel. These are clearly still quality airsoft replicas, and they are an excellent way to get into and appreciate Nighthawk without dropping $1,000 on an ultra premium product just yet. So all three of these Nighthawks appear to be quality pieces that don't break the bank. But how do they shoot? Let's head to the range and find out. And now for the Chrono. As usual, we'll be firing 0.2 gram BBs using green gas. And now for the accuracy test. Here we are at Gun Range Zero's nice 15-meter range to go and test out two of the three guns we were doing. Why? Because the Sandhawk and the TRS Comp are very, very, very similar and are probably function identically with each other. And then I'll move over to the BDS9 and give my impressions on that. So let's start off with the Sandhawk first, all right? So range is clear. Let's do this. You know, that actually feels very, very nice. I'm quite impressed by the kick, the performance, but also the ease of use, you know, especially with these insertions and serrations over here that make it very, very comfortable to manipulate. Obviously, when it comes to the grip itself, you know, it's not stippling, right? It's Nighthawk Custom's own sort of grip, and it works just fine. Though it doesn't have that sort of sandpapery feel of a proper custom stipple, which many people would actually like because, you know, sometimes we like holding a gun comfortably. The slide, obviously you see right over here, the slide here is actually quite a bit shorter due to the gigantic compensator over here, which translates into faster firing and better cycling. So I can't really complain about that. Overall, it is a really, really solid, smooth firing gun. And it's doing quite well, especially because it's actually quite cold today. So gas efficiency will be significantly lower than, say, summer. So I really do have that going. The sights, though, I personally think that this might be a bit of a shortcoming. You know, the front sight is not fiber optic. In lower light conditions, that might play against it. But overall, they're raised, and with this big optics plate, you won't need to worry about iron sights most of the time anyway, assuming you get your own. So let's head over to the BDS9. And now for the BDS9. Check this shiny thing out. I really do like it. Let's see how well it did, because it's a little different with a bit of an extended barrel. So let's check. Ooh. Yeah. Out of the three, this is probably going to be my favorite, you know. I do like the style, I like the look, but I gotta go and say that it does cycle a little bit slower. There's an entire extra inch of moving slide and weight up the front. So it is obviously cycling just a bit slower than the Sandhawk. That being said, best thing I like about this one is the fiber optic front sight. Really does help with target acquisition and lining them up quickly. Ergonomically, it's quite similar when it comes to where the serrations are, and also, but it also has these little ports up front, which sort of help a little bit in lessening the weight. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. So that's got it going for it. Overall, I think both of these guns, including the TRS Comp, are fantastic performers. You know, they're really rough and ready, despite, you know, Nighthawk Customs' usual boutique reputation that we have over here. So there we go. We've had them posted just next to each other so you can go and compare. And overall, these two guns, you know, the performance is basically identical. Frankly, if it wasn't for this flyer over here with the Sandhawk, the groupings would have practically been identical. So that's what it's got going for them. Frankly, these two pistols and the TRS Comp are fantastic. You know, they do work just fine as double stack 1911s. The raised sights, especially on the BDS9, really do help, especially with the fiber optic front sight, which probably helped a little bit when it came to the greater accuracy over here. But as I said, the Sandhawk shoots faster. You know, that slide is cycling with an entire inch less over there, so it's moving quite a bit faster. So ultimately, it really depends on your preferences and the aesthetics. So on that note alone, let's head back to the studio. And we're back. So the RWA Nighthawk Custom, the BDS9, Sandhawk, and TRS Comp are all solid and hard shooting pistols, ideal for IPSC and skirmishing. All three of these guns have excellent build quality and shoot hard and fast, yet do not break the bank by having a low price but offering fantastic value. Their classic Nighthawk Custom designs are ergonomic, comfortable to use, and highly modular, making them ideal backups to use in game. The differences between these guns are mainly cosmetic, though I must admit, the BDS9 does stand out a little more from a design standpoint. Overall, we give these fantastic Nighthawk Custom replicas a solid 4.5 stars out of 5. And that's only because the Agent 2 Steel released last year set the bar so absurdly high, it skewed the entire chart for all other pistols. So let's hand it over to you guys. What are your thoughts on these three Nighthawk Customs pistols? And if you want to take your spending to the next level, check out Duke's review on a Nighthawk Custom Agent 2 Steel released last year. And for these cool products and many more, visit us at www.redwolfairsoft.com. This is Andrew, out.